waiting for this day for a long time.
I've been waiting for this day for a long time. I tell you, the Tasca family and the Ford family share a rich history together, and there's no way I could be back without their support. When I think of Ford Performance, one thing comes to mind, and that's winning, right? That's what they do, that's what we do. And when you look at that hot rod right there, Dave, we're going to need some support from you to put this thing in the winner's circle. And the biggest thing, you say, okay, Tasca, well, what's Ford going to do to make an 11,000 horsepower funny car even better than it is? And, you know, horsepower isn't our problem. Suspension, we don't even have suspension. We just got big tires that, you know, squat when we hit the throttle. But the biggest thing that I really see Ford Performance is aerodynamics. And you heard Dave talk about pushing engineers to the limits and finding ways to get better and better. And what better way to push his engineers to the limit than to get an object to go 340 miles per hour in just over 3 seconds and really maximizing aerodynamics. You did it really well at 200 miles an hour, Dave.
216.
216, sorry. We got to see how you do at 340 miles an hour now.
Well, we're going to do it the way we did it at 216 was we made this car slippery.
Slippery, I like that word.
Slippery. So we're going to make your car slippery. That's the plan.
That's fantastic. So, you know, a lot of people have asked me, well, why is Ford getting back into drag racing? And I said, well, you know, I think it's 3 reasons. 3 reasons. The passion of the NHRA fan is incredible, particularly the Ford fans. And for me, it kept me going for the last 3 years. It's real tough to be out there when you don't have the funding, and no matter how down it was, there always was a Ford fan to say, Tasca, you're coming back. We believe in you. So that was a big part. And how about NHRA? Have you seen it on Fox lately? Man, Fox rocks, huh? It has been an incredible transformation for the sport to see it on Fox. I'm on my couch on Friday watching it live right before the World Series. And then Sunday to be at the track and every seat is full. Sellout crowd in Vegas is just spectacular. So Ford certainly couldn't ignore it. But I think one of the big reasons, Dave, and you got to give this guy, man, a lot of credit, because over the last 3 years,
never know what Bob's going to say.
I'm a passionate guy. And when I believe in something and the data means something valuable, I don't take no easy. So between the emails and the voicemails and the text messages, and I want you to know, Dave, there was at least 13 text messages that you never responded to.
That's true.
No emoji, no nothing.
That's 100% true.
And there was a point, there was a little stretch, I would text people just to make sure my texting was working, okay? So now this is a true story. I'm in bed 11 o'clock one night, and I think Brad Gruber from NHRA sent me a note and said, you know, 2 million people watch this race. I said, oh my God, 2 million people watch this race. I gotta let Dave know. So it was 11 o'clock at night, and I'm texting, and my wife goes, Bob, what are you doing? Who are you texting?
Smart lady.
I said, I'm texting Dave. He's global director of Ford Performance. She goes, it's 11 o'clock. I said, no, but I think he's in France. It's got to be like 10 in the morning. She goes, no, it's like 4 in the morning in France, Bob. I said, well, okay. I said, but Terry, I'm close with this. I think he's going to say yes. My wife looks at me, she goes, I think he's going to file a restraining order against you and not allow you back into Michigan anymore. Dave, thank you.
Speaking of that, Bob.
Oh no, Dave. Oh no.
It's not a restraining order.
Not okay.
I did have one filed though. This actually, we just told everybody that we're back in the NHRA, right?
Yes, we did.
We should probably sign the contract.
It'd be a good idea. It'd be a good idea. Now, one last thing that I want to say, because when we're in the boardroom, Ford Performance is about winning. That's all they're about. And they say, Tasca, you're good. We know you can drive. We know we can give you a car that's as aerodynamic as anything. Slippery, Dave, slippery. He said, but how can a single car team compete against the forces and all these big teams? I said, Dave, that's a great question. And I got a great answer. If it wasn't for a guy in the crowd, I don't know where he is.
Where is he?
There he is, the guy with the red shirt in the back, Don Schumacher. When I was down and out and I had nowhere to turn, I called Don Schumacher. And I said, Don, there's no reason that you have to help me. I have no funding, I can tell you that much right up front. I said, but if I don't have the technology in the clutch, in the bell housing, to get that 11,000 horsepower monster down the racetrack, I can't show Ford I can compete. And I can tell you without hesitation, Don Schumacher, everyone knows DSR, but he has another division called DSM, Don Schumacher Motorsports. Without hesitation, Don, you stepped up, put me in a position that I showed for that we could compete this year. And certainly next year, we will run for the championship with Ford's support and your engineering support. That hot rod right there has got as good a shot as anyone out there to win the title in 2018. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Don. I echo what he has said. It's very honorable the way that you're going to help Bob in Ford Performance, and so thank you for everything you're going to do.
Let's sign that contract.
We need to sign the contract, probably over on the hood of the car over here, but before we do that, I'm going to say thank you. Thanks for everything. We look forward to 2018. Let's go win the championship.
It's my honor to represent Ford, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go win the championship.
All right, very good. Everybody, Tasca.